The other parts of that video that we just watched from the visits from Will Anderson and Tyree Wilson this week
there's a
was
question.
that there is a question that was how did the visit with D'Amico Ryans and the Texans go with Will Anderson? The question now becomes, do we really see the Texans holding the possibility of not taking a quarterback with their second overall pick now that we know those two guys a little bit better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, D'Amico Ryans comes from the 49ers, where they look at the quarterback position as an important piece to an entire team collaborative. The Texans look at their team, and their roster is barren. I think with the exception of maybe the Arizona Cardinals, the Texans still have the most to do as far as adding talent to their roster. And if they don't look at any of these quarterbacks as their future guy or the guy that's the best player on the board, I could see them 100% bypassing taking a quarterback and taking a defensive player. And it might be Anderson. It might be Tyree Wilson. It might be Jalen Carter. It might be Devin Weatherspoon. The thing is, with Nick Caserio, the general manager, you don't know. This guy doesn't go chalk. I've mentioned this before on the show. Last year with the number 3 overall pick, he took Derek Stingley, who was coming off an injury, over Sauce Gardner. He did that with the 3rd overall pick, and that's with 2 stud tackles on the board, 2 defensive studs that were still waiting there, and all the quarterbacks, obviously. With the 12th or 15th pick, they took Kenyon Green, who was a guard, over, guys who were much more ballyhooed in the mock draft world. Nick Caserio's not going anywhere. He told us it's like the Leo DiCaprio, Wolf of Wall Street thing. He's safe. He's secure. He's got a long-term contract. He's got a new offensive coordinator, a new head coach, a new defensive coordinator. They might look at this thing and say, give us the best player in this draft. If they don't view any of the quarterbacks as blue chip and as such a significant upgrade over Davis Mills, they might just say, give us a franchise cornerstone in Tyree Wilson or Will Anderson, and we'll just have the best players. We'll continue to build on this roster.
Okay.
I can see it being the case, and I would not be shocked if that is the case. Then again, they might just be playing a giant smokescreen, and it could be as easy as C.J. Stroud, number 2 to the Texans, and off we go.
The blue chip player part is fascinating to have a pick that high if you don't see any of these guys at that area. But let me just push back a little, because you mentioned D'Amico Ryans coming from the 49ers and them looking at it where, hey, we were plug and play at the quarterback position. But I just look at that Kyle Shanahan's first year in 2017. They're struggling that year. They go, I think, start 0-9 and end up winning a game, and then they trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. So they make a move to go get a different quarterback because the quarterbacks they had weren't getting the job done. So you swing for the fences, you trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. He comes in, finishes out, wins however many games in a row at the end of the season. So now you're proceeding with Jimmy Garoppolo. You're improving, you're getting better. Eventually you play in the Super Bowl but fall short. A year later, next thing you know, you're trading draft picks to move up in the draft and get a guy like Trey Lance. So even the 49ers, to be able to try to win it all and get to the promised land, to win the objective, the whole thing you do all of it for, they have taken big swings to try to land themselves a quarterback. So for the Houston Texans now, you're sitting here, you had Davis Mills last year, you were trying different guys, benching them, putting them back in. Now is your opportunity to swing big and go out here and land you a quarterback. C.J. Stroud will be at the top, Bryce Young, who do they go? Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, we know all the players at the party. So for the Houston Texans, could you say, all right, there's not many blue chip players, instead of swinging and saying, hey, I'm going with C.J. Stroud. Hey, Will Anderson's a better player. Tyree Wilson's a better player. But I think at the same time, you swing big for a quarterback, because without a guy that you feel like can get us there, you have no shot no matter how many good players you have on your roster.
It'd be fun. You know what I think would be even more fun is if Houston passes on a quarterback at 2 and they do it again at 12. Like, they may take 2 defensive players. But I don't know. I'm still, this whole conversation is extremely condemning for Stroud, I think. I mean, it's just like, we're going to just roll. We don't like you. We're going to pass. He's really good. It's a really good prospect. And like, listen, is Will Anderson Lawrence Taylor? Is he, like, you have to have him? He's going to be the linchpin of your defense for years? We don't know. He's a good-looking player. He's a good guy, but I don't know. It's Peter, you're just listing all these things they have. They got a GM, they got this and this. They don't have a quarterback. Like, unless you're just thinking, Davis is going to make the jump. Great. Then looking in the eyes of a quarterback who a lot of people feel very, 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 very highly about and just saying, no, we're going to be who we are. It's really impressive and it's bold and it's courageous. Just don't be back at 2 next year. I mean, like, well, you didn't get one. And then you got to try those quarterbacks. And I'm sure they're all great. And we've heard about that already. It takes a lot of chutzpah to look at 2 and say, we like Stroud and we're impressed by Richardson. let's take the best pass rusher available, knowing that we're the Houston Texans and we were probably the worst team in the league last year. It's tough. I would be impressed, but I don't know if I'm a Texans fan. I'd be really nervous.
Historically, they've had the number 1 overall pick twice in the last few years, and they went Mario Williams and they went Jadeveon Clowney. They went pass rusher over quarterback. And in one of those situations, of course, you had Matt Schaub and whatever it is, but they have not since David Carr taken a quarterback
that high.
He might be shook from doing that. There's another way to get a guy, though, that'll throw the ball for you, and that's trade for someone that is a little bit available throughout the league. I said this a couple weeks ago, and it's a thought that I can't get rid of. We're going to talk about it later in the show, that a guy like Mac Jones that is just will be a bridge quarterback for you for the next couple of years. He's a good quarterback. Nick Caserio knows him. You can go your defensive guys. You have a second pick in the first round. Not that Mac Jones warrants a first-round pick, but a Trey Lance. We just talked about what he would be worth. I know they don't need that number 2 overall pick, but all of a sudden, if the 49ers, I'm sure, would love the number 12 overall pick. I mean, there are quarterbacks out there that I think could do the job in Houston the way the job has been done in Houston at the quarterback spot, where, again, I come back to the identity of the Houston Texans. You just listed off those picks that they've had, and the J.J. Watt history and the DeMeco Ryans history. It's like this very well could be just like that shut the garage door defensive team that people just love to play, that hate to play against, and they love to take down. Just have that be your thing. I know having a quarterback is important, but you just said it. DeMeco Ryans comes from San Francisco, where they don't value the quarterback spot maybe as other teams do. There are guys out there that I think if you go defense twice in the first round, if not at your number 2 overall pick, or trade it away, because there are other more quarterback desperate franchises.
We could do this at the table, the 4 of us, and look, there's a new offensive coordinator, Bobby Slowick, who comes from that 49ers role. We could do that. There's one person at the end of the day that matters, and it's going to be the owner. And if the owner looks to Nick Caserio and says, take the darn quarterback, then they're taking the darn quarterback. That's how this works. As of right now, though, I have no indication that the owner has put his foot down and said, take the darn quarterback.
I don't either. The thing about DeMeco comes from San Francisco, like, be very careful trying to do what they do. I feel like the Shanahan offensive machine is so unique and so special that they can get away with that. I don't know if Houston's running out the Niners offense this year.
And
either,
that defense is Armstead, and for years Buckner, and it's Bosa, and it's they did load up in the first round with defensive line. So DeMeco could look at that and say, gosh, it's the best way to get better quickly is to get the best defensive player, especially in the AFC.
Just Houston, you look at how long they've been there. You talked about Carr, the first pick, but Houston just has never had a guy at that quarterback position. They haven't been wildly successful playing-wise. So, you can say they had J.J. Watt, and they didn't go far in the playoffs. They never played in the Super Bowl. They didn't do those type of things. So, at some point, you can say
Watson had a moment. He was, on the cusp. They were...
For sure.
The NFL chose to open a season with the Houston Texans playing the Kansas City Chiefs. That's how big a star Watson was there. And then they came up short, and obviously how that went.